All right. What's going on, guys? It seems like I've got the floor today. I've been given a pretty little opportunity by Mr. Brent himself, so I'm excited to be here. Jason, 2 times in a row. What the hell? How's it going, man? Awesome. Well, guys, I'm excited to be here. What a gift. What an honor, Andre. How you doing, man? It's been a minute.
Right.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? So many familiar faces on here. Well, this is cool. Well, guys, I have been asked to come write out about 7 to 10 points on attraction. So I believe everybody in here is focused on each an attraction. Give me a quick little raise of hand if that's the case. All right, cool. Well, I'm excited, guys. Brent came and spoke to one of my masterminds that's outside of EXP on last Monday, and it was just incredible. I get the most value at a Q&A, but I'm going to kick it off with these 8 things, and then I have something special for you guys at the end that Brent wanted me to present to you guys, which is a pretty neat thing that we're doing. Um, but I kind of wanted to break down what I did to get to where I am. And so, if anybody doesn't know, because I know that there's no introduction today, I'm going to kind of get straight into it. I don't want to make the assumption that people know who I am. You might have not heard of me before or know anything that I've done. But YouTube's my forte. And within my first 2 years at EXP, without reaching out to a single agent, I became the #1 personal attractor globally, the company. And I've held that position ever since, and I've been here for 4.5 years now. So for me, this is going to be about true agent attraction. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for those who recruit in the sense of outbound, right? Calling, kind of networking events, reaching out to agents on different social platforms. But for me, my business started with door knocking, and I, you know, door knocked 3 hours a day, 7 days a week, up here in Calgary in the snow in the winter in order to build my business. And I became a top producer my first year. I came over to EXP for production. I was an icon level agent, and I didn't really understand the power of video and sharing your story and sharing your message until I came to EXP. So I came to EXP ready to crush icon status and keep rocking and rolling with production. And I put out one YouTube video explaining why I left my boutique brokerage to join EXP Realty. And I had 30 agents join me in the first 30 days, and the second 30, and the third 30. And after 3 months, I had 100 agents that partner with me. And I thought, well, holy fuck, I should probably help these people. So I decided to stop production and go all in on attraction. And here we are. I've hit over 300 FLAs. And then last year, I stopped personally sponsoring agents. I had 585 agents booked directly into my calendar to partner with me, and gave 100% of them to the agents in my organization that deserve it. So you can use this stuff to attract to yourself, or you can do what I now do, which is I attract for my partners and I give away 100% of the agents that come directly to me. So some of this stuff is going to sound pretty elementary, but the last 2 things that I'm going to share with you, points 7 and 8, are where I basically struck gold. And so if you guys are cool, just quick raise of hands. I'll start diving in. Awesome. Well, kicking off with some elementary stuff. And this is stuff that I encourage you guys to share with your revenue share organization. Point number 1, understanding the model. I know this sounds so elementary, but the amount of times I've been on calls with agents that are considering joining me or a different group at EXP or a different group at, LPT, Epic Real, whatever brokerage they're considering, or my group, the amount of times we've gotten on calls and they've asked questions and they said that we're the only, I was the only person to be able to properly answer their questions, is staggering. And I'm going to get to why that's important later on. But the more you know, the more you grow, because at the end of the day, EXP is not about the model. And I'm very bullish on this, right? There's many great brokerages out there. There's many great models, right? I would do exactly what I did at any other brokerage. And I want to be clear about that. because it's not about the model. Do I believe we have the best model? Fucking right, by miles, right? We crush everybody in the industry. However, I could spin any brokerage model. I don't think they'd touch EXP because mathematically we are better, right? So when you break it down to the numbers, mathematically we beat everybody. However, at the end of the day, it's not about the model. It's about identifying where people are today and where they want to go and using the model to bridge that gap. And so what I find a lot of people are doing is they understand the model, but they understand the components that they care about within the model, and they lean into that. Right? We all know that based on the numbers, 87% of agents at EXP do not make any revenue share. 13% do, 12, 13, depending on the month. So why do people harp on revenue share and the residual income when 88% of the industry does not care? But what they do care about is Clearwater health benefits. What they do care about is icon status and being able to properly understand the vesting period. What they do care about is being able to understand how to build lifestyle, quality of life, and also build wealth. And so I really encourage people, and all of you guys on here are probably experts at the model, but your agents aren't. And so what I like to do is educate our agents on the model to make sure that the narrative that's getting shared is actually accurate, right? So point number 2, know your value proposition. Every revenue share organization, every agent on here has their own unique value proposition. And it doesn't mean it's better than somebody else's, right? We all have our unique value proposition, but you need to understand what makes you unique and why people should join you. And that just might be that you have a certain level of success in something in the past and that you can lean in and help that person. It might be a certain prospecting strategy. It might be Brent Gove's organization and the wealth of tools that he provides. But understanding when somebody's looking at two groups and making the assumption they're equal, it's really important to be able to clearly define that value proposition. Now, I want to get to what actually matters as we break down here, but this is one that's near and dear to my heart. Number 3, do not, under any circumstances, talk negative about any other revenue share groups. This will destroy your revenue share organization and your ability to attract agents. The amount of times I've gotten on calls with agents that are looking to join me or somebody else that specializes in YouTube, and they're like, hey, Mike, like, I just wanted to be honest. They said this, and about you is unbelievable. And my response to that is, that's okay, but do you think that's a reflection of them or do you think it's a reflection of me? Because I would never talk like that about anybody else, right? I think everybody at this company has something incredible to offer. I've met some incredible people here, right? And the worst thing you can do is talk shit about somebody else's group or another brokerage. Now, you can position your message to make yourself stand higher, but do it in an ethical, moral way. The worst thing you could ever do is talk negative about anybody else, especially at this company, our own company, right? So if somebody like, and this is just the script that I use, right? Script, loose term. If somebody ever says, hey, Mike, I'm looking at joining that group or I'm looking at joining your group, my response to that is always, great, well, let's have a conversation about our group. And if you believe at the end of this call that you feel like that group's a better fit for you, that I really encourage you to go join that other group, because genuinely all I want to see is for you to win, and I just want to see you be happy. So if you don't feel like we're the right group, don't worry about it. As long as you join this brokerage, that's all that I care about. That's what I say. Right? Because at the end of the day, if I have to push you or if I have to step over somebody else to get you to join me, that's starting us off on a pretty damn rocky road, right? Because if they come in because I coaxed them to, or because I had to step over somebody else, karma's real, right? And it's never going to be a rock solid relationship. I want you to join me because you're excited to join me, right? Not because I had to swindle you into coming to our group versus somebody else. That's not it, right? Come to the brokerage. We all win, right? And many of you guys know Kurt Schewel, right? Like, I've gone down there to Detroit and literally sat down for breakfast with 2 brokers that cared about social media to convert those brokers to join Kurt, right? Because I want to see him win. And then he's given me opportunities, and same with Brent, right? Like, this is the bigger picture, guys. There's more than enough agents for everybody. Do not speak negatively about anybody else ever, is point number 3. And I just really want to drive that home, because that creates a negative culture. We do not need that. We need unity. We need to be collaborative. Don't be pushy, bring value. This is something that I always say to people, which is, and I'll give you what I say to people, and I give you what's going through my mind. What's going through my mind, and this is just a fact, is that when I'm having conversations with agents, my perspective is, I don't need you, you need me. Because the truth is, one agent isn't going to change my life, right? But I can change that one agent's life. And I really encourage people to understand that, because I have never in my life pushed an agent to join. I've also never had to follow up, because if you have the right conversation, within 30 minutes, you can convert them. And so why I say that is because oftentimes agents, especially talent, right? We're talking about hitters, top producers, big influencers, people like that, right? They love to get their ego stroked. And they're so used to everybody hounding them, come join. It's the best thing you could ever do. But guess what? 7 other people are telling them the same thing. I'm about to bring on probably one of the most influential people in the entire industry. And when people find out who is, it's going to really shake up this company in an incredibly positive way. He's in a market where some of the biggest hitters in EXP live, and he's all best friends with them. I know him the least. But my perspective with this individual is, he knows me, I know him, he sees what I'm doing, and if the time is ever right, he will reach out. And lo and behold, in January, he's friends with probably most of the top 10 at the company and multiple executives. He hit me up and he's like, Mike, I absolutely love what you're doing. Everybody's been pushing me to join, and I just want somebody that I align with, and somebody that's not going to push me, but wait for the right time for me. And I said, let's get on a call. And within the next 2 months, he's going to be over here. And so I always encourage people that when you're talking to talent, I take the stance of, I'm going to bring you immense value. And if you don't decide to join, this is your loss, not mine. And when you have confidence in that, when you actually make them feel like you're not begging for them, you're not pushing for them, right? Like, yeah, be diligent, follow up, be on top of it. But if you're not pushing and everybody else is, smart people trigger that as, okay, they must have something special, because they're not actively hunting me down every day as if I'm the one that they need that's going to change their life, right? It's so important. Another one, having a recruiting system that controls the narrative. So me and my revenue share organization, Connor's my sponsor, him and I have run 2 EXP Explain calls every single week for the 4.5 years that I've been here, live every Monday and Tuesday evening. Sometimes we ramp it up during recruiting season. Sometimes we ramp it down, but we never go less than 2. And the reason why we have a weekly EXP Explained is because all of us on here would have double or triple the revenue share organization size if we controlled the conversations that the agents below us had that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Most of them can't even explain why they joined EXP. They're just like, oh, well, I just got my license and I knew Andre, so I figured I'd go there. It's like, okay, well, that's not going to get me over the hump, right? But you have to be able to edify, right? And that's what we don't teach, or that's what we teach. We teach our agents to edify, not present. So if I'm in Andre's RevShare organization, I'm not going to teach them how to present the model like Andre. I'm going to let Andre do it. But what I'm going to do is whenever I have somebody that's curious about the model, I'm going to be like, hey, listen, my partner is actually one of the top guys in this entire company, and he does a live call every single week on this evening. He's going to explain it better than anybody else that you're going to find. He'll be able to answer all of your questions. He's one of the top influencers with thousands of agents. This is a guy making 6 figures a month in revenue share. He's the type of guy that you want to meet, and I want to get you in front of him. So all you have to do is show up to this call, send him a calendar invite, make sure they accept it, and let Andre communicate that message. So we do not allow our agents to present. We present. And when we present, we convert. When we let them present, we lose opportunities, right? But having a system that your agents can plug into is incredibly important. Now, it's important over time to create leverage. So now my top partners do my calls for me. So now I've got multiple calls running by my top agent in Canada and my top agent in the States, and they run those calls for me because I've gotten them what I do. And this is a unique kind of avenue that I've gone that's worked wonders for my RevShare organization. It actually blew up when I started doing this. If you really want to push your agents to prove they care about revenue share, if you do this, you'll be astonished by what will happen with your revenue share organization. So I got on one of our weekly mastermind calls. We have about 200 people on the call, and I created a Google form, and it had your name, a spot for your name and your email, right? And I get on the call and I'm like, hey, everybody, like this is going to be a call all about agent attraction. Who here cares about agent attraction and is willing to do whatever it takes to change your life with revenue share? 182 people on the call raise their hand, right? And so what I did, I said, awesome. I love it. I'm fired up too. I'm going to drop this Google form in the chat. All that I need you to do is fill out that link for anybody that's serious about revenue share. 182 filled out the link. After they fill out the link, I said, great, we're going to do an EXP Explained challenge. For the next 4 weeks, you have to record yourself doing my 45-minute presentation and submit it to me once a week, every week for the next 4 weeks. All of them were like, oh my God, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what it fucking takes, right? And so what happened? The first week, everybody sucked. The second week, less people did it, but the ones who did got a bit better. The third week, less people did it, but the ones who did got a bit better. By the fourth week, we had 42 out of 182 that completed it. Those 42 agents are all my top leaders right now. Because now they've got the confidence that when they're talking to people and they get asked a question, they know the response. But I had to get them uncomfortable to do it. I had to give them a bone first and say, hey, who cares about it? Oh, you all care about it? Great, then prove you care about it. Do the most simple thing that is the foundation of this company. Understand the model. You'll see, okay, because this is thing, Brent talks about this all the time. Save the people swimming toward the boat, not the ones swimming away from it. Everybody says they care about revenue share organization, and a lot of you guys are wasting time on people who say they care, but their actions don't align with their words. I only work with people whose actions align with what they say, right? It's going to save you a wealth of time, but it's going to inspire culture within your group, which is another point I'll get to, because people were rallying around this. Like people were excited to submit their presentation. And you know what the craziest part is? I didn't watch any of them, right? For 4 weeks, I didn't watch any of them. I'm like, you guys are all your harshest critics. There's nothing I could tell you. You guys are all intelligent. You can look at mine, you can look at yours, and you could tell what's different. I don't need to babysit you, right? You go look at the difference, right? So get them to self-audit themselves. It changed everything. So I do that once a year, every year. And the cream rises to the top every single time. And they all go on to build revenue share because they get excited, they get inspired, but now they have confidence. So that's a huge game changer. I've never shared that with any other group. So I just love Brent so much that I figured I'd share that one with you guys. It's a game changer for building momentum in your group. All right. Part number 6, building community. Recognition, culture, essential, right? You guys see our group, the Wolf Pack. We've got a pretty patriotic group. We've got a pretty intimate group. It's really important now more than ever after the NAR settlement and all the chaos that's going on to recognize people. We all get those emails from corporate that give you your monthly icon, your monthly cappers, your monthly, whatevers. Recognize them. So whenever an agent sponsors their first agent, I just take this beautiful little device that we all have, and I send a quick video message. Be like, hey, Greg, super proud of you. Just saw you sponsored your first agent. Let me know whatever I can do to help bring them into the system. And by the way, make sure you don't drop the ball because this is your agent. Make sure you support them and plug them into our training. But I'm really proud of you, man. Just want to let you know this is the first of many. Or somebody hits icon status. Somebody hit caps, right? Like, I don't think I do anything special. I sit here in my basement and in sweatpants and I put out free videos on YouTube. It's not that special, right? But your agents think you're special and my agents think I'm special because we've got a bigger organization, right? And so when you do that little touch of just sending them a personalized video message, how far that goes will blow your mind because they're like, holy shit, Darren just sent me a video message. Like, that guy's freaking busy. He just took the time out of his day to send that to me, right? That goes huge. Dude, I remember when Pat Hayes had like 500 agents, and I thought this guy was like God with 500 agents. I'm like, holy shit, how can I get 500 agents? And he sent me a video message, and I was over the moon. Right? I had over 500 agents my first year. But when I had 0 agents, 500 seemed astronomical. So think about that, right? Creating culture right now is really, really important. Now, what's also really important associated with culture is, and it goes back to that point of making sure that you bring value and you understand the model, knowing that most people don't care about attraction. Don't harp attraction. Strong producers are attractive characters. Attractive characters attract other agents. Remember that. So let me go to the most important point of my entire presentation, how I built my entire revenue share organization. I'll actually pull this up on the screen and I will physically show you because this is also something I never share, but it's a ninja strategy. So I'm going to keep it to just you guys. So don't go sharing this everywhere. I love you guys so much that I want to see you guys all win. So let me pull up YouTube. And I'm going to share my screen here. So quick thumbs up. You can see YouTube up here. Awesome. So we're going to go to my YouTube channel. And what do we see when we first come down here? All right, this is what happens when people come to my YouTube channel. The first playlist, boom, EXP explained. Well, my channel is all about social media tutorials for real estate. I don't push a bunch of EXP stuff out there. But when you come to my channel, searching for Facebook ad tutorials or YouTube tutorials or Instagram tutorials or how to build your personal brand, and I didn't talk about EXP, I don't have to talk about EXP. You get the point because it's the first thing you see without me having to push it. You want to know where the real game is won? Let's look at these next 2 playlists. There's over 100 videos across these 2 playlists. Every single one of these agents is in my downline. But I'm going to talk to you about how it's really ninja in a second here. I am, first off, a Caucasian 31-year-old male in Canada. That's English, right? You might relate to me, and you can see how my language goes. You might not, and that's okay, right? We're all partners here. But the ninja strategy that I did that nobody else at the company did is 2 things. The first thing is I said, okay, knowing I'm a Caucasian 31-year-old male that speaks English from Canada, well, there's a ton of other people out there. And maybe they don't relate to me, but they would like the essence and training of our group, and they would love EXP. Well, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to feature somebody that's had success within my organization from every race, gender, ethnicity, culture, demographic, and language. So now we have Brian, who's a Caucasian 45-year-old male from Arizona, or Lily, who is a mega hitter, who is Spanish, from Maryland, or Deja, who's African American from Texas, or Suman, who is Asian from Austin, or Amanda, who's Portuguese and Brazilian from Seattle, or we'll have Andrew Vascaseno, who's Italian from Denver, or we will have Adam Fife, who's 38, or we'll have Stephen Ngasser, who's in his 60s, or we will have Morgan Mayfield, who is African American, or we will have Alexa Rosario, who's African American, or Peter Tulin, who's in his 50s. And the list goes on and on and on. So guess what? If you don't relate to me, maybe you relate to Deja Spearman, who's an incredible African American woman from the South. Or maybe you like Amanda, who's an incredible Brazilian woman from the Northeast. Or Andrew, who's an Italian from Denver. But guess what? If you like them, they're in my group. So the call to action in that video is don't join me. I've included their calendar link. Go join them. Guess what? We're all in the same group. I benefit either way. Now, the real ninja thing about this, and this is not a knock against other people that are putting out YouTube content. Ironically, a lot of them started to do this after I shared this once in the past. But initially, nobody was. And I get that a lot of people want to leverage other people's channels to build their brands, right? Bigger influence, bigger audience, all that good stuff, right? So when you look at a lot of people, they're trying to interview the Tom Ferrys, the Ryan Serhants, the big names, right? That's cool. That will build your audience. But that just helps you. I wanted to use my platform to help my partners. This video has recruited over 40 agents. It's got 15,000 views. It's literally about Deja, who did 0 deals at her past brokerage, joined us, and closed 1 deal in the first 30 days. She's not doing 1 million deals. She hasn't broken 6 figures yet. She hasn't hit icon status. She hasn't even capped. She did 1 deal in 30 freaking days. And previously, she was broke. How many broke agents and other brokerages right now would crave to do 1 deal in the next 30 days? All of them. So when you look at what I shared on my channel and the success stories that I created, I shared relatable success stories. Ryan Serhant ain't relatable. What he's done is incredible, but you just ain't getting on fucking $1 million listing. I'm sorry. Right? But all of these stories are relatable, and all of your partners have relatable stories. And there's somebody out there just like them that would kill to be in their position and have your mentorship if they just knew about you. So that's why I share those stories, right? And then the last one is kind of what we already talked about, which is just don't push it and don't force it. I don't talk about agent attraction almost ever within my revenue share organization. I talk about production, because the more you produce, the more you help somebody scale their production, the more it's easy to attract to that individual. So if you go look at all of those videos on my YouTube channel, right? If we go pull this up, I don't have a single interview about agent attraction. There's nothing on here about this person built an X residual. This person has this many agents. I don't have it anywhere. Right? Because that's not what most people care about. Eventually, you all on this call know they will care about it, right? We all know that. It might be week 1, month 1, year 1, year 3. At some point, they get burnt out, frustrated, overwhelmed, and they want residual income. They will care about it, but they don't from day 1. So what we need to do is get them in the door. And if we can get them in the door, then we can transform their business, showcase their success story, and then that will become an attractive character. These are all just attractive characters that somebody else can relate to and see themselves in, right? I've got a guy on my YouTube channel. I don't know where his, where's his, I think it's this one. Like, how relatable is this story right here? Ooh, I haven't even posted it yet. That's dangerous. Okay, cool. Well, that's going to be a banger of a video. I've got a video coming out 2 weeks from now then, because I know it's in the queue. It's a guy who's in my revenue share organization. He's got 200 subscribers, 187 subscribers, actually, to be exact. Introverted beyond imagine. Like, can barely get a sentence out, right? Helped him launch his YouTube channel. Keep in mind, 187 subscribers. $101,000 in commission last month with 200 subscribers as a massively introverted, petrified of being in front of the camera, 56-year-old man. Do you know how attractive that character is to everybody else that's petrified of being in front of the camera? But guess what? He doesn't have thousands of subscribers. I built my audience off showcasing people with a smaller brand than me. I don't have an ego. I use my platform to highlight my partners, right? I've never featured somebody on my YouTube channel that's more successful than me. Everybody else is trying to get the big dogs, the big names, the big numbers, all this shit. I focus on my partners, and that's why I grow. And that's why my partners grow, because I put them before me every time, every day, every month, every week, every year. I could have a way bigger audience. I could be honestly making a shit ton more money. Think about this. Look at the new revenue share changes with the $4,000 bonus, right? I am sponsoring one agent this year. Didn't sponsor one last year. I had 585 booked into my calendar. I could be raking it in with that new bonus. Bonus doesn't matter to me. What matters is them joining our group, staying with our group, creating a raving fan within our culture, and for them spreading the word because of how we transformed their business. So, I can open it up to Q&A because I'd love to have a bit of questions. I did want to, Brent asked me to play this video, so I'm going to play you guys a quick little video here because we do have a pretty insane event coming up in Nashville in 2.5 weeks. This is an event that's something I know Tara's coming. It's going to be like nothing ever seen in the real estate industry before. We have a speaker lineup that's honestly greater than any other event that I've ever seen in my life. And by being a part of Brent's organization, I decided to create a special little discount for you guys. So anybody within VIP sold out, but anybody within Brent's organization, which means you guys on this call and anybody in your downline, can get 50% off the tickets to this event. But when you see the lineup, the thing is I love all events. A lot of events are great for networking. This is an event to do the work. This is an event to have a game plan, to do the work, to come away changed. And it's going to be the most tactical event of the year. I'm super excited about it. So I'll play this quick little video for you guys because Brent asked me to. I wasn't planning on it, but I love the guy and I will follow his direction. So I will play this quickly for you guys. And if you guys would like to bring anybody from your group, I can promise you this will transform their lives like nobody can imagine. So I'll play this quickly for you guys.
AI. Jobs will be lost.
Legal settlement between the NAR and several major real estate
and nuclear.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a big deal for both home buyers and
artificial
home sellers
intelligence
when it comes to the broker fee.
There's no question artificial intelligence will remake the workplace.
Real estate is not for the faint of heart.
In a world where high interest rates loom and radical changes are happening,
this is the most critical opportunity agents have ever had to capitalize on taking market share.
if they have the right strategy in place.
Hey guys, it's Ed Milet.
What is up? Joshua Smith here.
Hey, it's Jen Gott.
My name is Alan Stein Jr.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, James Lawrence.
I'm speaking at the Atlas Alliance Summit.
I cannot wait to share with you all of my strategies for building a visible brand online.
I'm going to be breaking down exactly what you must do inside your real estate business to ensure that you are in the best possible position.
In an era dominated by social media and virtual meetings, the power of face-to-face connections has never been more vital.
This is your opportunity to surround yourself with 1,500 like-minded agents who take a massive action, complete ownership of their business, and make zero excuses.
And are focused on elevating every aspect of their lives based on our core 5 pillars.
Finances, family, fitness, fulfillment, and faith.
Learn from the industry's most elite practitioners who were once in your shoes and have now risen to the top.
Their stories aren't just inspiring, they're your new blueprint for success.
I'm going to arm you with a series of practical, actionable strategies, perspectives, and approaches.
I'm going to help you overcome any mental roadblocks that are standing in your way.
At the Atlas Alliance Summit, The best minds in real estate converge to share the secrets that have led them to thrive while others struggle to survive.
This isn't just about surviving the storm, it's about learning to dance in the rain.
Join us, step into the circle of winners, of fighters, of realtors who refuse to be beaten.
With every session, workshop, and networking break, you'll build the arsenal you need to turn your fears into landmarks of your success.
Register now. This is your opportunity to raise your standards and lead the charge. Not only transforming your business, but also your life.
We will see you in Nashville on September 6th and 7th, because together, we're not just facing challenges.
We're rewriting the rules of real estate. So to give you guys a bit of an example, and then I'll open up for questions, we have Ed Milet, who's one of the keynotes. We have James Lawrence, who's the Iron Cowboy on Netflix. He did 50 Ironmans in 50 days across 50 states. And he's all about helping agents overcome the mental blocks that we all know they have. Alan Stein Jr. was the mindset coach of Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Kevin Durant. Josh Smith, many of you guys know him, 7,000 homes sold. Darren Langell, billion in sales volume. Suman Kim, 5 million in GCI in 2.5 years, and the list goes on and on. So this is a code to the event, but I'd rather you guys send me a message on Workplace if you or any of your agents are interested, because I have a private code with a bunch of details that you could send to any of your agents, and with the discount code that you guys would be able to get. But when it comes to a tactical event, that is something that's never been done in the real estate before when you guys see what we do. And I promise you, if people maybe can't make it EXPCon or can't afford the flights or whatever, this is something that will transform people like you couldn't imagine. So I've got a few minutes left. I'd love to answer any questions people have, and do whatever I can to help you guys out. So feel free to raise a hand, unmute yourself, and I'm here to help you guys however I can. Tom.
Hey, Mike. What's up?
Oh, here, you can go ahead first, Mr. Tony Robbins crew.
Thanks, Mike. Good to see you, brother. Man, so much good stuff that you said. I'm going to try to make it quick because I know there's a lot of questions. You said that you have never, did I hear you wrong where you said you'd never gone, made prospecting calls, or you've never followed up? You just, is all your agent attraction from your videos? Like, you don't proactively go out, call agents and try to recruit them. You just put out your stuff and wait for them to come to you. Am I wrong about that?
That is 100% accurate. I've never reached out. I've never followed up. I've converted at 98% for 4 years straight after a 30-minute call. And my only script is you get on the call and I say, hey, Tom, super nice to meet you. So tell me what's up. And you're going to tell me everything that's wrong with your business, everything you hate about your brokerage, your team leader, everything like that. And I'm going to use that as a sales loop to loop it back based on understanding the model and our unique value proposition as to why our group and this company is the perfect fit to help you get to where you want to be and bridge that gap. So tell me what's up is my script. And I've never reached out to anybody or followed up.
So it's all about, I tell you my story and you tell me how EXP, not just how EXP can fill those gaps, but how the Mike Sherrard group within EXP can fill those gaps.
Correct.
Nice. I'm gonna come and have lunch with you.
Come on over, man.
Spend some time because I need to get that down and get my YouTube going.
I got paddle boards out here on the lake. We'll go for a paddle and have a cigar and chat agent attraction. It'd be beautiful.
That would be awesome. Are you teaching at all what you're doing on the YouTube stuff? Because the YouTube stuff is clearly what is attracting. That's your secret sauce, obviously, that's attracting tons of agents.
Yeah,
so,
I got a bunch of stuff on that. I just don't push it. So feel free to message me on Workplace. And again, I'm not here to sell you guys a bunch of shit. I just want to see you guys all win. And that's why I did promote the event, because Brent asked, but also I know it's going to change lives. But if anybody wants to know more about stuff, I'm always available.
Awesome, brother. Thank you for being here.
You bet, man. Appreciate you. Andre.
Hey, Mike, good to see you.
Hey.
Can we, that video that you just shared with us, can we grab that somewhere so we can promote it to our business partners?
Yeah, definitely. So what I'll do is I'll give it to Brent and Rob, and then hopefully they can share it with everybody. But I'll provide that this afternoon for you guys.
Yeah, I'll send out a copy of this recording, and anything you share with me, I'll send out to everybody.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Rob. Any other last couple? Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, so you help people with their production, then do people eventually get interested in agent attraction, or how have you, or is it more like the people who have a little bit of interest in it at the beginning, that interest just evolves? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, if they care about it from the beginning, like I'll pour into them and I'll take them down that path, but most don't, and most either don't or they say they do and they're not willing to do the work because they get rejected by like 3 people and they're like, oh my god, it doesn't work for me. It's like, no dude, you just didn't do the work. So most people just care about production, and then they're going to get a shitty client, or they're going to get somebody that pisses them off and they're like, screw production, I never want to deal with clients ever again. How do I start caring about this attraction type stuff? And so they always care about it at some point, right? Or they crush it in production, I feature them on my channel, they start getting people reaching out directly to them, and they start getting paychecks, and they're like, oh shit, this is cool, I'm going to care about this. But I never push people. Like, if you only want to care about production and never attract an agent, I'm going to help you produce as high as you can. I never push anything on anybody, right? Because that, you know, I just try and pour into them with what they care about, help them become the best version of that, and I will find some way to turn that into a success story or do it to actually build my business as well. So I probably have time for like maybe 1 or 2 more, because my own mastermind call that I was referring to started 11 minutes ago, but I love you guys, so I have somebody else running the start of it for me. So maybe we'll take 1 or 2 more.
And for whoever wants to stick around, we have another call happening as soon as this one is done, and we have a great guest for that one also.
Awesome. Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah, Mike, I've got a question. Hey, so as far as your production, at what point, so where were you when you moved into EXP, and at what point did the light bulb really go off for you with attraction?
Yeah, it honestly went off when that first video went out, and I just made a video in the kitchen of my old shitty condo. It was a terrible video, but I just explained why I left a boutique brokerage and joined EXP, because I was the poster child of the past brokerage, based on my social media brand. And I just had so many people reaching out to me that I was like, okay, this is clearly real. And after 3 months, when I had about 100 people in my RevShare organization, that's when it clicked, and my sponsor was like, yeah, you got to pour into these people and help them grow. And so basically I just burned the boats, and I went full tilt, and I knew that if I went all in, I'd make it happen. And that was it. So I wasn't like most people. Like I live on the edge. I love risk. I love absolute chaos and feeling pain. Maybe that's why I'm like a little batshit crazy, but I wasn't going to be like one of these people where I'm like, I'm just going to wait for my rev share to eclipse my production. I'm like, no, fuck that, dude. This is a time sensitive opportunity. It's a race for market share. I'm all in. I'm going to make it work. And I just burned the boats and I made it work.
And did you create the wolf pack like pretty much immediately, or did that come later?
Yeah, pretty much straight out the gate, right? Culture, community, built the brand, and went all in.
So you're pretty much 100% recruiting and not production.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I ain't never dealing with a buyer seller ever again. My last client was actually my parents. Helped them move across the country to move literally 2 minutes down the street from me. And that's it. And I still get a ton of deals that come to me. And again, like nobody even knows this, and I don't talk about this type of stuff. I still have so many clients that come to me because of the brand that I built. I literally give them to the agents in my city on my front line who've never closed a deal. And this is probably absolutely stupid beyond belief business wise, but I don't even take a 25% referral. I give them the client. I haven't taken a referral check, and I've had, I think, nine deals closed this year. Go deal with it. You need the money more than I do. What that does for them is unbelievable, right? So I could make the money, could be great. I just want to feed my partners, so I don't even worry about it. If I have to worry about a 25% referral check, I gotta clean my shit up in other areas of my life and start growing better. That's not business advice. I mean, I see you, Tom. I'm in Tony Robbins Platinum. He'd probably slap me on the side of the face if he heard that. But that's how I live. I live on the edge, and I like to go full tilt, and I like to help my partners. So
that's
yeah.
beautiful. That's awesome.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm going to pour it back to you guys. Again, I'll fire over Rob some details, and be more than happy to meet some of you guys in Nashville. I won't be at EXPCon. I'll be in India with the Tony Robbins Platinum Group at that time. But anything I can do to help you guys, I'm all in. I love Brent. I love his group. I love all you guys on this call. I appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully I get to see some of you guys in a couple of weeks. So take care, everyone, and enjoy the next call, whatever that happens to be.